Hey everybody, welcome back to the Toy Duo Team where DEI still exists. Roll the music.
When you have a plastic addiction and your shelves are overflowing, when you don't know what new is coming, but you fear you might miss out, just sit right back, just relax and watch and listen. The Toy Duo Team brings you what you need. The toy news you didn't know you needed. Toy Duo Team has it all for you. Action figures, TV news, all the pop culture you can handle. You can have more action figures that will ever fit on your shelf.
All right, it's the Toy Duo Team. We're back this week. Oh, let me see. We got Super John's back. He's calling himself John and Nosh. That's for these Tomax and Zamet twins.
Yeah,
Is that what
Tomax and
you said?
Zaymont. I'm Tomax and Zaymont this week.
And Sir Eric looking giddy over there, like he's got some news he wants to share. But anyways, let's just say hello and get started. I'm going to do this a couple of times, but anyways, so next week's episode 100, and I thought I'd do announce a little photo contest. So get your Star Wars figures out. Don't use any AI, not accepted. Create a Star Wars related action figure photo, post it to Instagram or Twitter, which is now called something else, and hashtag Toy Duo, and then tune in next week to see who wins.
Star Wars. Okay, Star Wars action figure photo. Okay.
Yes. Star Wars action figures. You can do anything you want. You can make up your own scene. You can recreate a scene, whatever you want to do.
I might have some ideas.
All right, good. Let's see. Okay, well, let's just get started. We like to do this thing we call bragging camp. So does anybody have anything they want to share this week?
I've got some news.
Okay, go ahead. What is
not the news you're anticipating? I'll talk about that. We can talk about that next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, spoiler. Yeah. Oh, because
my wife and I are having another child.
Yay! Congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah.
A boy?
Thanks. No, another girl.
Really?
Yeah. I'm outnumbered.
Outnumbered, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
That's a lot of bragging.
Yeah. So that's better news than what I'm going to share next week.
All right. Congratulations.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Do you have any names in mind?
I do. Too early right now to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
That's
how far along? Like, did you just find out, or?
No. We've known for a while. We just haven't. I guess I just haven't shared. I would have shared with you guys earlier. It slipped my mind the past couple of weeks, and I was sick, like about a month ago or whatever. So yeah.
Well, now you'll get sick twice as much.
Sorry.
Kids always bring home sicknesses, so I'd say now you'll get sick twice as much.
Yeah. So yeah, due date is July 21st, but thinking it's going to be early again. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Before you go, John, I'm just gonna mention this thing here. So I did open up these Mego sets, and there's no snap on the back. It is a Velcro, but if you watched my video, the leg immediately broke the very first time I went to go bend it. So now my Mego Spider-Man is the one-legged Spider-Man.
It looks like one of the ones I had as a kid, even more so.
It's even more nostalgia.
Yeah.
I tried to reach out to Mego. This is like the craziest thing. I tried to reach out to Mego, and their website has like one of these like form filler things, and like you fill out the information and then you do like a math equation, and they're very simple math. It's not okay, math may have changed because I'm not familiar with the Common Core, but I'm pretty sure that 5 plus 15 is 20. So I type 20 in the box, and then I click submit, and nothing happened. So I tried 19, then I tried 21. Just trying to figure out what was the correct answer. I don't know. I tried 0 to 0. I didn't know how many characters needed to be in the box, and never would the form like look like it was submitting. Then after a couple of minutes,
they were looking for the word TWENTY.
Maybe.
Unfortunately.
Anyways, then I followed them on Twitter from their link from the website and Instagram, and I messaged them through those social medias, and they have yet to even like look at my message, right? Like usually it looks like seen or whatever. It just still says sent 8 days ago or 7 days ago or whatever. So still no response from Mego on that. So now I'm just stuck with Broken Spider-Man.
Where'd you buy it? Did you get it from Shop Disney though, or?
Yeah, that was the thing. Is like my brother got it from Shop Disney and then sent it to me. So it's like I can't even go to Disney and yeah. It's a new body style too, which is like really weird. Let me just show you. Just so if anybody's interested, it's not. There's no string in it anymore. Doesn't look like it's all pins. So it's a pin, and then they did this thing where like they have the pins here. So that you can get better articulation in the leg. And then the part is right there. That little peg.
That snapped.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So, but the cool thing is, if I find another new body style, like a figure, I think it will be easy because these hands just pop off.
Oh.
So I think like I could probably find like a newer Mego in a store or whatever that's on clearance. The head, I haven't tried to take it off yet, but like if I get a new one, I'll try with that one first to see how easy it is. Yeah.
Can you get the that peg out from?
I can't.
No.
I mean, without drilling it or something like that, there's no way. Well, maybe I could use some UV glue to like attach something and then heat it up really good and see if it has a good enough connection to pull it. We'll see. Maybe. All right. Anyways. John?
Well, I got something modern and I got something vintage, and I got the modern thing's kind of vintage. So I got the
nice
CoverGirl.
That seems relevant.
Reaction O-ring thing.
Yep, the O-ring one.
I will open this on a video soon. So
didn't they just reveal some new one?
Yes, for the classified.
And then I got a vintage Kenner Star Wars tripod laser cannon toy in the box. Just like it was back in the
action figure not included.
Yeah, no, there's no action figure in it. Yeah, but it still tell you to collect them all. But it's really cool because the box insert parts are still there, and the plastic that everything's in, the instructions. So, I mean, the plastic's been opened so you can get the parts out, but it's neat that it's all there. I didn't expect that when I got it. So it's just like it was when it came out back in the 83 or whenever this was. So pretty cool. I like how he's like, I'm going to stand here and just hang on to this hose. He's like, everyone else has got a lot of action. They're out there having fun.
He's like watering the snow.
Yeah, I'm just hanging onto a hose.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. You guys get them.
Doesn't that make you want to play with it? I mean, it's such action-packed scenes, you're like, I can't wait to make my snowtrooper hold on to a hose.
That is kind of funny.
There we go.
All right. Is that everything?
Yeah.
All right.
I was hoping that would impress Rick, but he's not even here.
Yeah, well, Rick's missing in action. We don't know where he is. Anyways, Mr. B is here. Jumpy McClunky's here. Sir Eric is also in there saying hello. We got Ricardo is saying hello. Gary's from Gary's Grills is here. JT's here. Let's see. Jonathan Redmond is here. And yep, everybody's saying hello. Hello. A lot of people said congratulations, Eric, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Because today is February 1st, I wanted to do a kickoff on the show and celebrate the beginning of Black History Month 2025. The official theme is African Americans and labor. So going along with the theme is something that's completely unrelated to the theme. But anyways, what I wanted to do was just show off this thing. This is Sunman. So this was created by, how would you pronounce that? YLA? Ela? Okay.
Yla.
Eason. She was a professor, and
Ela.
supposedly in the 80s was having a hard time finding Black characters for her kid. So she created Sunman and his cohorts. And it was a small kind of grassroots type of thing where they sold them in like barbershops and hair salons and post offices and stuff like that. And we know that Mattel has now taken some of the key characters from the Sunman and released them in their line, right?
Origins, Motu Origins.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of like He-Man style,
Yes.
almost like
yeah.
knockoffs, but I think even back in the day, eventually Motu He-Man like recognized them, even though they were from another company
Toy maker.
Olmec. Yeah, from Olmec.
Yeah, Olmec Toys. But what I thought was interesting,
or the fans incorporated them in. I don't remember how it got recognized, but that because of that recognition in the past is why today Mattel agreed to put them in with the Motu Origins line, because kids back in the day kind of like included them, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool story. Like we talk a lot today about smaller toy companies coming out. You know, you got that Fresh Monkey Fiction, you got Gridiron Studios props, you got like Ramen, you got all these toy companies popping up making something unique, something different. And here it is back in 1985 where somebody creates their own toy company so they can create this very diverse action figure line, has Black, Asian, Latino, and Native American characters in it, right? So you have like a whole variety of different figures.
Yeah, there they are.
And I think that's a pretty cool story.
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought I'd kind of just highlight that just because it's the beginning of Black History Month.
The guy with the white costume looks like American Gladiators.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
This guy down at the bottom in the orange suit and the lollipop, I'm wondering if he was supposed to be on the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I like the Space Sumo. I always thought he was cool.
Yeah. All righty.
He was a very, very built sumo wrestler.
So, John, did you have these?
No, I actually don't recognize any of them from when I was a kid. I don't think we had any of them.
All right.
But I do have Sunman and Pighead and one or two others today in my Motu Origins collection.
From the Mattel. I do have the Sunman.
Yeah,
also.
I got that 4-pack, whatever that was. Okay. Remember? I don't remember what the other two guys were. I think it was Dinataro there, that guy.
That Sunman was stuck over there at Ross through the holidays.
Yeah, he peg. There was so many. I hesitate to say he peg warmed, but they put out so many of them that everyone who wanted them bought them, and then there was enough extra to sit there forever. You know,
right?
They overproduced, I guess, is what you could say.
I think that's right. I think you just say overproduced. I think everything was overproduced because if you look back at like this last holiday season, I mean, you have a whole bunch of like even Hasbro and Bandai had stuff, and if you read that article that came out from Hasbro, they're basically cutting back on their production levels almost across the board. It looks like.
Yeah, they have to.
They basically said they're no longer going to produce Power Rangers figures, and that Transformers is getting a big cutback. Aren't
they going to get rid of that license now? Power Rangers.
I think they're going to They're going to license it out. They're going to let other
lease the license to someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was reading about the Star Wars, and they were.
I've heard they might do that, right?
Yeah, like supposedly they still own the master license for Star Wars, but they think they might sublease it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would be a very interesting.
I know, because I'm wondering if that means that. So let's say they stop producing Star Wars themselves, they sublease it out, so the remainder of their license term to some other company. Let's just say Spin Master gets it. Would they give Spin Master all the molds for Black Series and say keep the line going, so Black Series would not end?
Well, we don't know. They're
you know what I mean?
Out.
Like, yeah. Or would it like, or would they just like would someone? I mean, and do they have any control over that? Like, who decides that? Does Spin Master does sub-license?
Do they get to say we don't want your molds?
Yeah. Do they? Yeah. What do they? Yeah.
I'm sure it's all negotiable. Whatever would happen, but I can't imagine Black Series is going anywhere.
All right. So speaking of that, did you guys do your homework? Did you watch last week's episode and do your homework? Because nobody that was here last week is here, right? Oh, Eric, you were here. Did you do your homework?
No.
I didn't.
Okay.
I have to admit I didn't watch it.
I did. So last week, John, we were talking about that Maximum Series Spider-Man again because there's a Mexican website that is showing it possibly being like $60, right? And we went through the whole. The Mexican website was showing that in pesos that their maximum price could be, and it's equivalent to like $59.99. Anyway, so we had that conversation about the pricing and stuff like that. We talked about if they do it for other lines, what would you expect from a Maximum Series? And we agreed here that we were going to come back this week with our idea of what Hasbro should do for their very first upscale Star Wars Black Series figure to pretend like it's the Star Wars Black Series Maximum Series.
So I think they've kind of done this already. If you think about it, there was that one First Order Storm came with like all of the accessories. You remember?
Okay, well, I just see this is where I gotta like once again disagree with the concept that everybody's thinking is like putting a figure and just throwing a bunch of accessories didn't make Spider-Man the Maximum Series. Right?
No, I know.
The reason why the Spider-Man is maximum because they upgraded the figure supposedly to be on par with these like imports.
Right.
So you gotta like.
Well, they kind of. I said kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. Right. Go ahead.
So, anyways, my idea. I'll pull up mine, and it's basically a hot toy. Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think that like if they did a totally revised Vader from the ground up, right, but made him very I was going to say articulable, but made him superposable, kind of like an SH Figure Arts one, right, and then had the soft goods really nice or whatever, and then gave him the entire sets of hands, gave him the super face sculpt. A super face sculpt with the intricate helmet that can be like removed type of thing, or maybe multiple heads so you can have like different scenarios, and then the multiple lightsabers option.
So it's not just that. If we're riffing on Vader as an offering for this, right?
Well, this is my idea. Yeah.
The reason I think Vader's a good idea, but it's also maybe a bit challenging too, is because they're slightly different. He has slightly different looks throughout the movies, right? There are subtle changes to his helmet, to his chest plate, and to his cape, like with the overlays and whatnot, with the costume and whatnot. So, if you just end up picking one of the movie's looks,
that's what they did with Spider-Man. It's not the generic. There's so many different versions of Spider-Man, right? So we pick the OG Return of the Jedi.
So this is Return of the Jedi.
This is obviously the Return of the Jedi because the helmet, the face,
right?
You got the hand cut off,
the chain,
right?
Yeah.
They did this with wasn't it the Hyper Reel?
Yeah, something like that. And
that was 8-inch.
Yeah, and I think that like then they add in LED lights for the chest.
Oh wow!
Right, and that would be like my idea of making the 6-inch figure kind of like a Maximum Series because you're getting some extra bells and whistles on it, and then you're not just saying, "Well, I got a bunch of hands and a couple extra head sculpts. Don't make this like $60 or whatever." You know what I mean? But I think the offerings are similar to what you would get with the SH Figure Arts, but the figure itself has to be better.
It has to be a wired cape too.
Yeah.
Has to be better.
I still wouldn't buy it, but
I'd buy it. I think like this is a solid choice. I mean, when you think about it, there are only so many characters that could come with so many different accessories and have that kind of pull, right?
Yeah.
Like it's really just the original trilogy, the main characters. I think, and maybe the prequel characters that would draw in demand for something like this. You can't do like every like Cantina alien like this. That would be
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, that's why they would pick and choose. I mean, you're not getting every figure with SH Figure Arts. Jumpy's McClunky saying like the selling point's got to be the accessories. That's why I'm saying a couple of different heads, unmasked head, all the hands with the cut off hand, the saber, that type of thing. Jonathan's saying that you pick one Vader look, and then basically like every couple of years you can have a new maximum series Vader, right?
The Jedi one just has the most options because of the removable helmet and the
right. Because your Kenobi one would have like the slash in the helmet or whatever, like that interchangeable piece. JT's asking about sounds. I think if they're going to add lights, they could probably do the sounds.
A little soundboard and speakers or
something like that. I think would be like a total upgrade, but who knows how much Hasbro would pretend like that's going to cost.
It might not be based into the figure. I mean, you could do some of that with like a base that has the soundboard and speakers and whatnot. Yeah.
Taking the ultimate part out of it, there's always been a sort of accessories, Black Series versus that's true. They cut corners on I think they totally cut corners on Black Series.
But I mean, going back to the Stormtrooper option, like a Stormtrooper option would be a good one. You could have like, I'm sure there's room to increase some attention to detail with minor paint apps and also have some better articulation. But you could include a whole E-web and a whole bunch of other, like all of the possible weapons under the sun, right?
Yeah. So Gary's saying, it would be hard to incorporate light up features on a 6-inch figure, but I mean, like, I feel like I've seen 3 3/4-inch figures with light up features, and
really,
yeah.
Where?
Oh, I mean, over the years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was the Qui-Gon and Darth Maul that had a light up lightsaber.
You know what I mean? That little R2D2 had like the sounds in it. Of course, that was like a block because you got that body, but you're building all those. The other flip side of it is they're building the extra articulation, which is going to take up space. But nowadays, LED lights don't need much. So what if there was some way that the battery power system didn't work with the figure, but it was part of the base, and you had to peg them in to add.
That's what I would think.
Connection
is
like
figure. You would have the thing run down through the figure and maybe into his leg a wire, so that when you're posing him, the wire can move, and then put a hole in his foot that made the electronic connection with the base, and then you push the button on the base to make the
power. The power would be in the base, and you'd have the connection through the peg hole in the foot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
that might limit articulation, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
that's like that's the other problem.
The legs are separate pieces, right? So
let's see. I have Mezco 112 light up Ultraman. Jonathan's also saying Mezco adds LED lights. Rick says he's at the computer doctor. And then Yellow Park bots all come with LEDs too. And then didn't they make those little 3 3/4-inch? They had like a shield and a gun. Oh, but the battery was part of the little backpack. Huh? They were little. I thought they were like GI Joes or Corps or something, and they had like a little ray gun. I have a couple of them. I don't know where they are, but Anyways, that was my home. I did it. That's fine.
Well,
would you pick?
I help contribute to the conversation.
Who would? I mean, here's just a clue.
If you're going to start with any character, it's got to be. I don't think you could do you could do a trooper, but I think Luke and Vader are probably the two. If you were to launch a product line like this, you need to at least do 2 characters to go along with it. Yes, they did the same exact thing with the hyperreal thing that failed, but that the scale was off with that too, right? You probably pick Luke and Vader, right? You can't go wrong if nothing else, if the only figures they did in that kind of line, as long as they're in 6-inch, if you picked Return of the Jedi, Luke and Vader launched them,
yeah,
at least that would draw more people in to buy both, rather than like people would think it was just another hyper real situation and would be less keen on buying buying any of them if they weren't sure about the future of the line. But at least if they're 6-inch, they could still scale with
that's why
normal Black Series.
Yeah, that's why I don't think they need to do like more than one to start. Like just like that Spider-Man, right? He's
fair.
Totally works with all your other legends and stuff like that. Eventually, they figure they're going to get around to him, but they're just going to see how well this one goes. And I think they're in for a battle with their price point. I don't know what it is yet, but
probably.
I think if you've been watching the conversations, that price is a big deal.
Yeah. There hasn't been any news on that Maximum Series Spider-Man, right? Okay.
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like surprise, February 13th. Right? But I would say maybe try to grab one from Big Bad Toy Store, because they usually get the price wrong on some of these, like on the first day. And if you're right there at launch, all right. Anyways, moving along. This is episode 99. So what we've been doing is we've been doing a history to go along with the episode, and we're finally to 1999. So this is the history of 1999 that you did not know you needed. And
next episode we're all gonna die because it'll switch to 2000. It's like it's all done.
Anyways, in 1999, the Screen Actors Guild strike prevented the use of live actors for advertising, and that's how Geico created the Gecko. So he's been around since 1999.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yep. On May 19th, 1999, Star Wars The Phantom Menace was released into theaters in the U.S. An estimated 2.2 million full-time employees missed work to watch the film, which cost the U.S. an estimated $293 million from lost productivity.
And all that money went to Lucasfilm.
Yep. I missed school that day.
Yeah, I was gone the whole day. I spent a whole week off of work waiting in line to get tickets.
Is that hilarious? Holy smoke. 2.2 million people went.
That's awesome.
All right, let's see. Joan Murray survived a 14,500-foot fall when her main parachute failed while skydiving. She landed in a fire ant mound where she received numerous venomous stings, which caused her adrenaline to rush and keep her heart beating long enough for doctors to assist.
Well, I don't remember hearing that.
Could you imagine that?
Can you imagine,
crap, I landed in fire ants.
Just imagine, like, the luck, though, right? The sting from the fire ants created enough adrenaline in the system to keep her alive.
Save your life. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is just amazing. Like,
I was expecting that to keep going. Then she got up and ran and fell into a
Sharknado.
And, Sharknado.
Oh man. All right. Despite the fact that they have been in use since the late 19th century, the current flag and national anthem of Japan were not official until 1999.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is interesting because the reason why I clipped this piece is because the bald eagle finally officially became the official bird of the US, right? It's always been the symbolic bird, but now it's official. So, I mean, I think it pairs with this idea of, like, we just assume, like, oh, well, that's the national bird. Well, not officially until recently, right? And so, like, they used the flag in the national anthem, but they finally sealed the deal. Let's see. Jonathan saying, how unlucky do you need to be for your parachute not to open and then to land on a fire ant table? Joan Murray had tickets to the Phantom Menace. Later, after seeing the movie, she said she preferred the fire.
Well, that's harsh.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay. So
you know what I'm amazed with as far as our world goes? So
yes.
It doesn't seem like any two countries can agree on anything. And most of the time, people within their own country can't agree on anything. But somehow, for some reason, every single country on Earth decided, they all agreed that everyone would have a flag and that everybody would have a national bird and that everybody would have a theme song, an anthem or whatever you want to call it, and that everybody would have like an official plant and stuff like that. Like, why? Why isn't it one country is like, screw you guys, we're not going to have a flag, we're not going to have an anthem, we're not going to have a favorite bird or a favorite plant. We're done with you. We're going to have other stuff. We're going to have our favorite road or something. Like, I don't know. Like, why? Why does everybody pick a flag?
Well, because if you don't have a flag and somebody else comes and plants their flag, they claim they pretend like they claim you.
Claim you?
That's what the British did. Oh, you don't? Eddie Izzard has a stand-up comedy sketch about this. Go look it up. It's actually really good.
They planted their flag and was like, "Well, you guys didn't claim this area, so we did."
You don't have a flag.
Do you remember this
I can hear him say that, dude. You don't have a flag.
Yep.
Is that what he
said? Yeah, go on YouTube and look at that Eddie Izzard stand-up special.
Do you remember that movie Far and Away? Didn't they do that where they rode their horses and then they landed on a piece of land and they stuck their little flag in it, like that was their lot or something? I think that's how they claimed it, right?
Okay.
All right. Anyways, the Phantom Menace came out in 1999.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah. The Matrix came out, Green Mile, The Mummy, and Mystery Men.
I remember seeing
yeah. Now, that's a movie that should have had an action figure for every character.
Mystery Men.
Yeah, right.
And I'm surprised did the Mummy ever have figures? They did, right?
I'm sure they did.
I think they did, yeah.
Those classic ones. I think that somebody should do a whole 6-inch line. I think that would be really cool. All right. Our national bird, England, is the robin. But Jumpy voted for Batman.
Funny story. My wife and I were on some website a while ago looking at names for the baby, and this was a really bad website, but we were just scrolling through names that start with certain letters.
Don't tell me Batman came up.
We're scrolling through the names for girls that start with B, and Batman was one of the names.
Okay.
Well, that actually made me do a spit take in bed when I was scrolling through on that.
I think that's going to end up being a middle name.
Batman Brown.
There you go.
All right, and just because John mentioned it once, like a week ago, here are some figures that came out in 1999.
Who are these guys on wheelchair? Oh, they're on motorcycles.
They're the Bruisers, the wrestling Bruisers.
Okay.
I don't remember those.
Or the wrestling
remember those
figures.
at all.
WCW.
The Phantom Menace
Hulk
line.
Hulk Hogan on a motorcycle, huh?
Yeah, haven't you seen him riding a motorcycle before?
I've never seen these before.
Yeah,
these are
because
cool.
it never happened. Anyway,
it didn't happen. That toy line doesn't exist. You made that up.
I honestly couldn't find that many pictures of stuff that came out in 1999.
Just the Star Wars Phantom Menace toys.
Yeah,
that's all I remember.
Menace toys?
No, I didn't pull up. The reason why I didn't pull up the Phantom Menace toys was because it seemed because they're part of this other like wave of figures that came out that we already talked about when like Hasbro took over the license for Kenner and stuff took over Kenner and started producing Star Wars figures. So it's kind of like just a continuation of figure line that like was already out there. But
I don't know. I think people might argue that one.
No, it's true. I mean, like
No, because episode 1 was on a totally different card back.
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, it was the Darth Maul.
Yeah, they had the Darth Maul card back. They weren't on that green lightsaber card back.
But I think there were ones that came out after that were part of the Phantom Menace that came out on the green card back with maybe Padawan Obi-Wan on them. But
that's not what. That's okay. I think okay.
In any case, it's like I think everyone knows what those are.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Hold on. Okay. And did they come out in 1999? Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was probably the last toy line of my youth. That like the last time I got toys as a kid was for the Phantom
So you collected
Menace.
all of them then?
Not all of them. I still have a lot of them. Some of them I still have on card.
So I have one of these Comtech things still in the package, and I have I have a few figures that have the little Comtech. Have you ever used one of those?
No, that's one thing I never got. I never got the Comtech thing. I wanted it, just but when it came down to getting more figures or getting that thing, I opted for more figures.
That's right. So, you always did. Yeah, you were like, well, I'll just get another figure if I have to choose. You know.
Yeah, even as a kid, I knew that was a gimmick.
All right, but John, you have one. You've plugged in that little chip thing and listened to him.
Yeah, actually, Jar Jar's right here with his little chip on the bottom there.
Oh, well, can you play it?
Well, no, I don't have the player near me. I've just got Jar Jar. Here, I'll play it. I'll plug it in real quick. Misa Jar Jar Binks. Misa Tinkin. You're going home.
All right, let's see. Phantom Menace, favorite of the prequels. I love Robin's my favorite is a Blackbird. Let's see. Does the Comtech player work with figures still on the card?
No idea.
Yeah, probably. Because if you,
not, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you just pull the card and take the little compact thing out, right, you can leave the figure on the card.
I bet you can just lay the card on the Comtech player and it will probably work.
Oh, you think because it's just like near field communication type thing?
Is the paper that thick that it would block the thing? Oh, I don't know, because there's actually little dots. See these little dots?
You have to make contact then.
Over there, those have to make contact, I bet. These little dots, these little metal dots. See how there's, it almost looks like a chip, right? Those little metal dots. Yeah. So I bet that.
So it would not work then. Do you have one on card? Right, handy?
I don't.
John does, but it's like it's there.
The Comtech reader is
let me
boxed up somewhere, so it wouldn't matter anyways. Those voices sounded terrible. Yeah, it wasn't even Darth Maul that did the voice. It was
no.
You know what I mean? It was like some other guy. Yeah.
I've never used it. I found that Comtech thing at like a Goodwill and it was still in the package. So I was like, oh, 99 cents, I'll get it.
Yeah.
It was like the people who did the voices in the movie, like most of them didn't come to do the voices that were recorded in the Comtech. They got other actors to do those voices because they're not like Yoda is actually the Frank Oz and C-3PO is actually Anthony Daniels because those guys would always do voices. But yeah, like Darth Maul, Natalie Portman, like Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, like those guys didn't go to Hasbro and record their voices for the thing.
No, they didn't.
You know, they got other weird people that they sound totally different. Yeah.
Do you remember this like Star Trek cartoon that came out? The original Star Trek?
I have I have it. I own it.
Supposedly, what they did was they sent all the actors like the scripts and they just recorded their lines on like
at
these
home
tape recorders and stuff. And then they mailed them all back. And that's why there's no like, it doesn't sound like there's interaction between the characters.
Yeah. It sounds very stiff, but
yeah, because they're just like recording their lines and clipping them in. Yeah.
JT says he thinks they do work if you maybe there's a space in the back that lets it connect. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get up and get one?
I don't know. It might be too hard for you to stand up and get it.
It's way over there. Like,
You are much older. You are much older today than you were like a week.
It's like
or 2
3
ago.
feet. It's like 3 feet I have to walk.
I
know I'm 52. I turned 52 on yesterday. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Yeah.
You know, my birthday's coming up, John. I'm reaching an age where I'm going to be getting a 10% discount at multiple places.
Wow, that's great. I was born at exactly 1:30 in the afternoon on January 30th. 1:30 on 1:30.
Wow.
It says so on my birth certificate.
Yeah, I wonder if he fudged it because he was like,
I
"Hey,
know.
Cool?
I think my dad was like, "It's 1:29. Dang it, you couldn't wait one more minute. What's wrong with you?" Yelling at my mom. So he like fudged the doctor's like, "All right, we're gonna fix the argument. Just fudge the number."
Jonathan's like, why would they need him to come to the studio? Couldn't they just take clips from the
Well, then it would have music in the background as they're talking, right? Wouldn't it?
No, I'm sure they could isolate the audio track.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Do you have batteries? No, I don't think so because it's stored away.
But did they come with batteries? Because yeah. I already got my application in with them. Thanks for telling me. Yeah.
You get discounts at local restaurants that you go to all the time, right?
Yep, 10% at Ross on Tuesdays.
My dad's actually really excited because you know what? They're opening like a Golden Corral buffet near us. He's like, he goes, "We're gonna be going." He goes, "We're going to the buffet every week. I hope you don't mind." And I'm going, "Oh my god!" He's like so excited. Like the buffet is the biggest thing in a retired man's life.
Yeah, I think you get a free donut with the purchase of a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, really?
So
wow,
that's about a week away.
That's why Dad goes to Dunkin' Donuts so much.
Yeah, because he wants the free donut.
He brings home a donut for me like it's something, you know. Hey, I got you a donut, and then he's drinking his coffee, and I didn't know that donut was free all the time. Here, I thought he was doing something special.
So who's watching that new Spider-Man show?
What?
Okay,
there's a new Spider-Man show?
Yeah, there's a new Spider-Man cartoon on Disney Plus. It's called this. Is it the Spectacular Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man?
Oh, I can't remember.
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll have to go check it out. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the animation style is really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see it, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. But have you liked it? You've really liked it.
Okay. Yeah, my wife even really likes it. She it took some explaining for that it's like an alternate universe kind of scenario. So because they gender bent roles and did some other things. Yeah.
Don't no, John. We're DEI.
It's not bad.
We're DEI certified here. We still have a department.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they did that in the what do you call it? The Spider-Verse stuff. They had Doc Ock be a woman. So yeah.
So it's Peter Parker in high school, right?
Yes.
Is it Gwen Stacy or
no,
Mary Jane?
Neither are in it yet.
Okay. You got Flash Thompson?
Not yet that I'm aware of. No.
Okay.
But I highly recommend checking it out. It's kind of like Steve Ditko style.
I definitely will be checking it out. Yeah.
All right. Jonathan doesn't like the animation style, but I saw the trailer and I thought it looked really kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. But it's interesting because certain types of animation could just completely turn you off for stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good it is. Like those little Star Wars short story things, like
the Forces of Destiny stuff.
Yeah, it's like because I didn't like the first season didn't feel, it didn't feel the same throughout. So every episode threw me out. I know they were individual little tells, but because they weren't done in kind of like the same style and stuff like that, I only liked a couple of them, and it was mostly because of the animation style.
Oh wait, are you talking about like Tales of the Jedi or
yeah,
Tales of the Empire? I wasn't sure if you meant the other shorts that they did before that were
no,
the
those
Forces
My
of
problem
Destiny
was
stuff.
Visions. Like
Visions.
the Visions has been that.
Oh,
for me.
Visions. Oh,
Some of
yeah.
them I like because but if I don't like the art style, I can't get into the.
It's tough.
And I had a hard time with Resistance at first. Like,
I like
it took me a long time to get used to the animation in Resistance.
Yeah,
I like that it was different. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, I'm looking forward to that, so I'm glad getting kind of a good review. I guess it's all going to be dependent though. If I watch the first episode and I'm like Jonathan and I say, "Oh, this is not for me," then it's probably I'm never going to go back to it.
You know what's really good too is I just started watching Creature Commandos.
Oh, Creature Commandos is awesome. Yeah.
Is that a cartoon? Is that a cartoon?
Yeah, on
on
is
Max.
it on Max? Yeah.
Yeah, it's DC.
James Gunn.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's written by James Gunn, and you can tell the show is exceptional, and it's got a really good cast.
Okay, like that last, like you know that the What If cartoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I couldn't not even watch the last season.
The last season wasn't great, but they changed like showrunners from what I understand. So the person who was behind the first 2 seasons wasn't on board.
All right.
My problem with What If is that the comics were standalone comics.
Yeah, they made it serialized.
Occasionally you had a comic, like 2 What If comics that ran in together, but it was never more than 2 issues or so that ran together. So there were basically a bunch of standalone stories where these What If, by the time you get to the 3rd season, the whole What If thing has one whole story. And it's like,
it was semi-serialized and it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
All right. Northern Nomad is here. He's calling us suckers. So let me when Northern Nomad says, "What's up, suckers?" I was going to try to do a video clip of like Roddy Piper putting on those glasses. We all look like suckers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just being silly. All right.
I'm going to get you, sucker.
Hey, Skunkworks. Thanks for joining us.
I hope.
All right. I think we got quite a few stuff that came out this week, so let's just talk about the hot or not section. You guys can play along
Striker.
and tell us whether or not you like the stuff that you see. So anyways, the first thing that I'm going to show off here is look at all those 18 vans piled up. This is
that looks risky.
Yeah, is that really how they come? Wow.
No, so they come in the box. So what I did watch a little bit of like it's on their Facebook or something, their production thing. And what they're doing is they have them, they had like all the shells, then they have a picture of them moved over after they get painted. And then they start adding like accessory pieces to it and stuff like that. So this is kind of how it's like, moving around the factory. And these are probably in the final stages before they start boxing them up with the accessories. So these look like they're either en route. From my understanding, it seems like they're either en route or getting ready to ship. That's pretty good because I figured these were going to be at the end of the year, but it looks like they're going to be coming sooner rather than later. If you picked up a van, so I think that's pretty cool. Then Ramen put up the Super Musk for pre-orders. If you guys didn't see that, this is the little diorama thing that he was showing off a while back. There's multiple versions. You can get the full that has like 2 sewer systems, a full street system, and it's $250. And I guess there's like some tiers where there's going to be like street lamps and stuff like that, that if they hit certain amounts or whatever, they're going to include those other accessories. But you don't have to get the whole thing. You can just get like basically a half of the diorama, which is basically a sewer and part of the street, or you could just get like a street, or you could just get one of the sewers. And those are like $250, $159, $99, and then $89, which to me looks pretty good. But I put it up on my community and I got some comments that were like, wow, that's way too expensive. And so I wanted to do this slide and just remind everybody that when NECA came out with their sewer diorama, which was virtually the same size as 1/4 of that entire diorama, they sold theirs for $2.99. So basically, if you bought that NECA diorama, you pay $2.99 for what basically is 1/4 of that $250.
It came with accessories though, right?
Yeah, it came with that little table and the chair and stuff like that. But like, so this sewer will come with like the pipe and, you know, some broken whatever. And I think there was like going to be some little water running piece or whatever.
So that, but just quick question on this is this 1/12 or is this meant to compete with the NECA 7-inch?
No, so it looks like it would fit with the 1/12 scale. But I mean, like the 1/12 scale and the NECA are virtually the same sizes, right? That's some price difference from what, yeah. So if you look at like the measurements, right? The NECA one, which is NECA, is 25 inches this way, you know, length, 12 inches deep, or 12 or 15 inches deep, and then 12 inches tall, one of those two. And then the sewer portion is 24 inches and 16 inches and 12 inches. So virtually identical.
Yeah, I mean, if it scales with the turtle stuff, I can imagine a lot of turtle collectors would be going after these.
Yeah, I see them
talking, but they're generic enough that, I mean,
yeah, I think he made.
It looks cool.
I think his whole idea behind the diorama, and I'm not by any means trying to sell anybody like a diorama. You make up your own mind if you want one, but I think that it would work fairly decent with like your G.I. Joe figures or something like that, right? So let's see. Skunkworks is saying that he is looking at that Gotchaman jet.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jonathan saying that he would rather that Gotchaman jet be like a 6-inch. And I didn't put pictures of it because, I mean, it's still...
No, do a figure is what he's saying. He wants
6-inch, but they should do a jet for the 6-inch figures.
Oh, I get what you're doing.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I know that Ramon's doing that mask stuff, right? But it seems like their other stuff is geared towards 6-inch collectors. Then they're doing that Gotchaman jet, which is basically back to that kind of like mask scale. Now it is licensed though. So, okay. So Jonathan doesn't want the jet. But I think if they're going to do figures that big, they might as well do a jet. I like that jet in a 6-inch. Put my Tom Cruise action figure in there. All right. Anyways. Eric showed these to us in our chat group. So this is a Kickstarter. This is The Cursed Dead. These are 1/12 scale horror action figures, and they look pretty cool. Did you look at these, Eric? Did you go through and get tempted by them?
No, I'm like, these aren't for me. I just I saw these on some other toy YouTube channels. The guys behind this were you know, have been doing a lot of shows promoting these, so they look interesting. It reminded me of Mythic Legions. Yeah, it looks interesting.
John, did any of you see the movie The Last Voyage of the Demeter or whatever?
Yeah, Demeter.
The basic drinker, the drinker figure looks like the Nosferatu in that.
Yeah, I mean, they're very interesting because, like, I just got that, like, Marvel Legends, the little pumpkin head dude. And then I'm thinking, this guy looks kind of, like, cool. This other dude with, like, the long horns, the Jinn, whatever. Yeah. I feel like these are totally, like, horror action figures, right? So, obviously, they're based on...
But they have faces on their stomachs, though.
Yeah, this guy has a face on his stomach right here.
Well, I think they all have the same body, and that I think that was intentional for them to kind of get off the ground with at least one wave, and then their plans, should this succeed, would be to branch out and do more body types and whatnot. Yeah. So it looks It's interesting. The one guy on the right looks like
Gordy?
the villain from the last Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Baraka.
So they have like some basic figures, and when I was looking at them, it looked like they were about $30 or something like that.
Something like that. I think they had options for like more accessories or alt heads and whatnot.
Yes. Yeah. So they had these deluxe ones, which look like they're twice as much, right? They're like 70 or 80 or something like that. But I mean, they look kind of cool. You got like Dr. Crane looks almost like the Fly, right?
Yeah. Well, that kind of looks like Baxter from Ninja Turtles, the cartoon.
Yeah, I do like the Fly guy though. That's a cool guy.
That guy looks really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have that 6-inch figure from Jurassic Park, the what's his name? You could recreate that movie, The Fly, and like he goes into the little transport thing and have this guy come out.
Yeah.
John's like, I don't know what you're talking about because you weren't clear.
Jeff Goldblum, The Fly.
Yeah, Goldblum, right? There you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Frankl. Anyways, I think they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Wendigo guy or whatever, his head reminds me of one of the big head dudes in the Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's only 5 hours to go. If you want one of these figures, you have to get in right now.
They might extend it. Have they hit their goal?
I think so. I looked at it when I sent it earlier. It looked like they were past their goal.
Yeah, they did. It's they wanted 175. They got over 180.
Oh, okay. These will end up on Big Bad Toy Store or something like that. They're not going to stop with their
I think they said they're going to be on Big Bad Toy Store. Yeah. They're just going to be a little more expensive. This is just if you like prepay, right?
Yeah. And you know the problem is with like a Kickstarter is you always run the gambit of like backing something and then not seeing it for like 3 years.
Oh, darn it.
Maybe.
The Fly guy is $85.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These deluxe ones are like expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Too bad. I would have got the Fly guy if he was cheaper, but
License, Sub Gerard, G-Force, Gerard Kane, JT. Yeah, people saying hi again. There's more people.
By the way, I looked up your Brawlin' Bikers because I was like, how much is it to get a Hulk Hogan Brawlin' Biker?
How much is it?
$200.
Yeah, I mean they were popular.
$100.
I mean, when else are you going to see Hulk Hogan on a motorcycle?
I don't know, but yeah. 1999 rare Toy Biz WCW Wrestling Brawlin' Bikers Hulk Hogan new on card $200. Ugh.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So then I got this email from McFarlane telling me, come over and check out our action figures. And I thought, man, that Batman looks cool. I'm going to go see how much he is. Then I realized it says it's not a toy.
Yeah. So
why would they make this the advertisement in the email if this isn't something I can go get? This just boggles my mind. You know what I mean? Like,
if it's not a toy, what is it?
It's just a mocked up image to get you excited to click over and buy the stuff that they actually have for sale. And I was like, but I want this one.
When did Batman ever have a rocket launcher too? Look at the thing on his
I don't know, but he's got
looks like he's also got a broom next to it.
Yeah.
The broom in the back.
The broom is to clean up after he blows up whatever he blew up.
No. He got that from the Scarecrow after he burned him with the flamethrower that's on the ground. And then they made me think it's the last chance to pick up this figure. Anyways, I thought it was kind of funny. And then I went over there and I noticed that they have some new Demon Slayer stuff coming out. You guys Demon Slayer collectors?
No, but they're neat.
All right. So Demon Slayer.
I like the guy with the snake. He looks cool.
Oh, you know what? Rick's saying it's a digital figure. Yeah, what am I supposed to do with a digital figure?
What the crap are you supposed to do with a digital figure? That's not fun. Look, I can look at a picture of it on my phone. So I paid $70 for this picture on my
check
phone.
out my figure.
Yeah.
Oh, so did you see? If you guys follow In-N-Out Burger, they were like saying that there's some social media job that you can get and it pays 6 figures. And then I tweeted them a picture of like the new Marvel wave, and they said, "Can I have these 6?" They didn't. They didn't. They didn't.
They didn't get it.
No, they didn't.
That's pretty fun, though. That's good. They should say yes, because really they'd be like, seriously, we just have to give you 6 figures for a year's worth of work. Yeah, that's a bargain for them.
That's the way I thought about it. All right.
That's a bargain no matter what. Even if you got 6 Hot Toy figures in a year, that's a bargain for them.
All right, so John, you're all in on these McFarlane superheroes, right?
I don't even know what these are.
Well, one of them's a Flash figure.
And is the other one some kind of weird Green Lantern?
I think it's Icon or something like that.
I don't remember.
I've never heard of it.
These costumes before in my life.
Yeah, but they look cool. I mean, they look like
they're right. Yeah,
pictures they did a really good job on the photos.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Better than any photo I'm going to submit for my Star Wars photo contest. But they probably used AI to do these backgrounds, so that doesn't count.
They probably, especially that Superman one.
Oh, is that like an old cartoon Superman?
That's that like 1940s cartoon or whatever, Superman. So I thought that was one of their better reveals of the week. It looks pretty cool. I really like the outfit on it. I remember like buying like the DVD of like these cartoons or something like that.
Yeah.
At like one of these discount stores, where they have like the bargain DVD bins.
The Fleshman cartoons or something like that. Yeah, I have them.
Right around the time that like we stopped plugging the DVD player into the TV. So I mean, probably never even watched it.
Looks like emo Aquaman.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be an Aquaman? Oh,
okay. I don't know who it is actually.
I'm assuming it is.
I bet it's Aqua Lad.
Well, emo Aqua person.
All I know is that when I pulled the picture, I saw in the comments or whatever that they made, they says comes with 2 water effects. And it was like, okay, so those
effects look cool. I'll give them that.
Yeah. But I mean, like that's their highlight. Comes with 2 water effects.
Those look like they secure to the hand better than like a lot of the Hasbro stuff that like the lightning stuff that you kind of have
eventually
to wrap
falls
around
off.
Falls off,
yeah. Eventually just falls off.
Yeah.
And changes color.
Yeah. And just droops.
Yeah, it just droops. Like Carnage's arm.
All right.
Yeah, I had Carnage like, and then it's like
the axe just goes like
this. It just fell over.
You guys are bad. All right. What about these superpowers, John? Are you buying all these?
No, I never. I stopped way back within the first wave.
After you opened one and it broke apart?
Yeah, and it wasn't good. Yeah.
Robin's kind of cool.
But we do need that Robin for the car, though.
Yeah. That's what
I have Damien. I think I actually have Damien sitting in the car with Batman. Yeah, I think it is Damien.
Here, show us.
It's over there.
Oh my gosh.
It's a little bit closer than the other one. I think I can stay in my chair and just scooch.
I want to hear stuff fall over is what I want to do. What I want.
Oh, Mo. Yeah, see? Isn't that Damien?
Yeah. With the swept back hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll replace him with this the new Robin.
Nope. I've got a Robin in the car already. What am I going to do with this Robin if I switch?
All right.
So, nope.
All right. So, no. Okay.
See, I only really get Batmobiles for Batman. So, and then I put a Batman and Robin in the Batmobiles, or just a Batman if that's all it counts for. So, you know.
So then Mezco announced the Biker Gomez. How much is this? Does anybody know?
Mezco?
Yeah.
$79.99.
But with the motorcycle?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I don't know either. And I didn't see the prices. So I didn't really do that much research, but I bet it's pretty expensive. Oh, there you go. Jonathan is saying it's $200.
What? Holy
For the
cow.
Biker Gomez. Yeah, because
Is
you're
this
getting
a comic or something? Biker Gomez? I've never heard of this.
I think that's like Mezco's dude or whatever.
Oh,
Wow.
They look like the ant guys from Rick and Morty.
Say mint free burgers. Yeah, no, 200's too much.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think there's a lot of this like testing like price points in the marketplace right now. And I feel like
yeah,
a lot of places are feeling like 200 is like a good price point for stuff. And when we get later on, there's something in the slide that's like 200 that I think probably should be maybe a little more like half of what 200 is. But
don't tell me the Awe Striker's $200.
well, let's talk about that when we get there. So anyways, this is Bandai's Tamaguchi, and just a little bit of history on it. Apparently the longest living original Tamaguchi was 89 days.
Really? It only lived 89 days? Wow.
Yeah, supposedly the first generation had like the short life cycle, and like you had to really take care of it and stuff like that. And I guess like they started making them differently as time went on because people wanted longer life cycles and stuff like that. And now you could do supposedly like the family tree and keep your.
See, I would have felt really bad if mine died after a week or two. I'd been like, "Oh my gosh, I killed it already!" It's like I just.
All right. I'm not saying that correctly because G-Force once again is making fun of the way I'm making up words.
Is it Tamagotchi? Is that right?
Yeah, it's Tamagotchi.
Oh, let's see. So Mezco is making a big Vanguard style van. Can you imagine what that's going to cost? No, not if that motorcycle is $200.
$1,000.
$500.
Yeah. All right. So Tamagotchi
Shimashi.
And then Super 7's going to come out with this Motley Crue in this color pattern.
We already had Motley Crue. I don't get it.
Yeah, they changed the coloring. I think this matches one of their albums or something like that.
Oh, okay.
All right. And then the other thing that they are doing is they got a whole bunch of like glow in the dark figures because they couldn't let NECA and Ben Cooper steal the show. So they came out with this skeleton dude in glow in the dark.
From the cartoon, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The other day, I was online and all of the it had to be Big Bad Toy Store or one of those things, or Entertainment Earth, but they had all the Conan reaction figures, 5 POA Conan ones.
Yes.
Like the whole set was like $20. So I ordered it. It's like you get Thulsa Doom, you got the girl, you got
$20 for all the figures.
You got Conan, you got the wizard guy in 2 different styles. Yeah, it was like 5 figures. I was like, crap, dude. So I ordered it.
Wow, were they on clearance or what?
Yeah, they just clearanced them out. Yeah.
Oh, and so they're all gone now.
I'm sure they are. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the heads up.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
I didn't know you were interested in Conan figures. I'll tell you next time then.
All right. Anyways, I hope this guy ends up at Ross next year.
Yeah, really. He'd be cool to get. Yeah. Glow in the dark. I like glow in the dark stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And he's a skeleton.
This is the only one to get. They had a whole bunch of glow in the dark stuff. This is the only one I thought about pulling down. All right. Okay, so this is Fans Hobby made this. And this was like, I think just under $100.
The wings are big, but sure, that's good.
Well, it has one figure in there, and apparently, like there's a modification you could make to make.
That's all the original had was one figure.
Yeah, so there's a modification you can make to this by taking those jets, I think, and they move up to where the wings are, and then that little flat piece can move down to where the engine is.
Okay.
And then it makes it look more like the vintage or something like that.
It kind of looks like it could be a snowmobile or like a little.
What do you mean? This is how the vintage looked. What are you talking? Except it just had thinner wings.
I thought
like the square wings going up and down were the same, but those wings, the horizontal part was really thin.
Yeah. So were the wings mounted up high or were they mounted lower? Because that's what I'm saying is like
hold on.
I think I saw that what they did was there's a way to take those engines and mount them where the wings are mounted, and then take those long wing pieces off, and then just mount the side pieces to the side, and it makes it look a little bit tighter. So G-Force and Jumpy. Let's see. I had a Tamagotchi when they first came out. It was a turtle. Rest in peace. Apparently, you could reset your Tamagotchi if you guys didn't know that. So you could do another life cycle. See, he was unwilling to go get anything else, but now he wants to go get his ship. Apparently, when it comes to G.I. Joe, nothing's too far.
Oh, this was a G.I. Joe vehicle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. The wings are down below.
You see what I'm talking about? And then so there's a way to take the wing pieces off and to put those two flats where these motors are, and then put the motors up, so it looks more like that vintage one.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And that's not a bad. I mean, that's not bad. It looked like it was like $90 or something like that when I went over their website, and I was like, I thought that was. Let me see if I can pull it up.
This is $90.
Hold on, let me pull it up. Just so.
My kid brain thought these were further apart. Like I didn't realize it was this narrow. My kid brain thought these were further apart.
Yeah. It's called the Air. Oh. The Air Eagle is not coming up anymore.
Yeah, the original never had glass. It's like a see-through cockpit.
It's not coming up. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
I have a silver version too.
8690. So I'll put up their website just so you can see it, right? Just so you can see. So I think this is kind of cool. Like you got like a third party. This is obviously 3D printed, but here it is. It's like $89 or $86, right? And I think it looks pretty neat. And comes with that option. I think it comes with the screwdriver so you can make the modification, right? But basically, like there it is. With all the figures. I remember on Twitter where they were like showing this and how it was going to scale and stuff like that. And then this is what it looks like with the figures in it. There it is with Roadblock, right?
So it's 112. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has lights. It even lights up, they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think
that still seems pricey.
Well, $90. I mean, like if you look at like say the Vamp was around that, right? Or whatever. And then
but didn't that come with a figure too?
It did. But this is, I got it. I give these guys a little bit of a break because they're a third party, right? They're not like a big manufacturer and stuff like that, and they're doing all their own production. The wings move up and down, and the engines move up just like the Skyhawk. Let's see. Could they be showing off the wrong configure to avoid? It's possible, Jonathan. That's why they did that. He's saying that they they put it in the wrong configuration and then made that conversion possible to avoid potential copyright. Right? Okay. Prophet saying that it lights and the cockpit lights up. I think it's pretty cool. And then
it's neat.
So here's the crazy part: is they've also thrown this up. This is their prototype. They've thrown it up on social media, showing you that they're coming up with this vehicle. And yeah, it looks kind of cool. There it is with the folks in it, right? And then, so this is Fans Hobby. I think this was kind of cool. So I saw this, somebody it got pointed out to me when I posted a picture of this from Gridiron Studios, which they have up for order now, and it's about 30 days. But the thing is, they posted this, and this whole setup is $200.
Wow.
So
it's got a big ass turret on top.
Yeah.
It comes with the turret. It comes with the rear gun position.
Crazy version of the Awe Striker.
Yep, can fit 3 figures, right? 2 in the front, the 1 in the back. The passenger's got the little, you can see he's got the machine gun there in the seat. That's kind of cool. So this thing comes fully decked out for $200. It's pricey, man. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying I think they just think that's like a good price, especially when you're thinking like, oh, the Vamp was $100 or whatever. You know what I mean? They're pricing this more than that Vanguard.
Yeah.
Those tires look good.
Yeah, the tires look great. I mean,
it looks badass, man. But yeah.
So I have the tires for I got the tires and changed out on my Vamp, and then I bought this like little ground pounder piece, but the tires are good. I like them. You know what I mean? And it's just I'm just having that problem. Like $200 is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought was kind of cool about this whole thing is that when you look at these guys doing this one, and then you look at these guys readying this one, and this is ready to go, right? All of a sudden, there's a digital render of this.
Yeah. G.I. Joe's.
You know what I mean? It's like
actual Awe Striker. It's
It's like, what's happening? So I know that Gridiron has been making like their stuff to fit classified vehicles and classified stuff, right? Like, so this ground pounder was designed to fit on the back of this G.I. Joe vehicle, and they're making like, they made those little legs. Where is that? For the trouble bubble.
Now, can someone go in the snake armor? Like the original?
That would be cool if that's
because the original one we had as kids, you could put a guy inside.
Yeah. So Gridiron doing like this piece right here with the legs.
Oh, the legs, yeah.
Or the trouble bubble, which is like,
I remember that, yeah.
Right. So, and then all of a sudden they're coming out with their own vehicle, which to me, I feel like, did they have some heads up notice about this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. That does make you wonder, yeah.
Yeah, or
I'm really interested in the Awe Striker because that is way different than what we had as a kid. So I'm wondering if there's different, like, is there more to it than what we're seeing here? Because look at that, we got different antennas that bend backwards instead of go straight up. Like, are those roll cages separate, and is that back seat a part that can come out?
No, like that looks like it's fixed. And what are those things on the top? Are those like rocket launchers on the side?
Yeah, what are those? Because that back seat and the roll cage going up over the back seat was never there in the original. Yeah. So if I can't remove that, then I'm not going to buy this.
Okay,
that other one with the turret looks objectively cooler than this one.
So the Full Force podcast supposedly is saying that that's detachable, John.
Yeah, if that's detachable and I can remove that back seat and that upper roll cage, I will buy this and have it, and I'll just make mine look like the original. Yeah.
Right. So Paisano's the one that is the one that told me about the Fans Hobby vehicle. Yep. Right. Okay. So Jonathan says that the battle armor needs to come in red.
Oh, I'm sure they could do the battle armor, because they originally, when we were kids, they did it in originally it was white, then they did it blue, and the blue is super rare, and then later on in like the late 90s they did it in red for the crimson one, you know. And I think Black Major's done it in red a number of times.
Jonathan's saying the classified all looks kind of basic in green, but that's okay because Target will have the exclusive Tiger Force one.
Yeah, eventually.
anyways, I think this is pretty cool. I'm hoping a figure fits in there. I'm sure one will, right?
That would be cool because the original toy, you fit a figure in it. Yeah.
A 6-inch? How?
Yeah,
I think he'll just have to like tuck up his legs and then he'll just fit in there, right? Like
yeah, I'm wondering if he's gonna sit.
Up.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna sit inside the body part because
I think that
looks like there's a waist. It looks like there's a waist pivot.
But in order to do that,
it would have to be pretty deep.
If anything, what'll happen is they'll just create like a space where you'll like pull up the legs or something, and then he sits in there, and then you just basically see his upper body, or they're just gonna build like the upper body and then have like a head.
Oh, I see. So like it might open up and show a guy inside, but
yeah,
not
like
really.
it opens, you see his head in there. And then maybe
it would just be a Cobra Warrior inside if they wanted to do that. But they don't even necessarily need to do that because the thing is they never showed it in the cartoons as someone inside. In the cartoons they made them out to be android robots. But yeah, okay, so in addition to the G.I. Joe, Action Force had a red one first, red shadow version of armor in red. So I bet they did that first and then they released that in the United States later on.
I bet
the late 90s, calling it a crimson one. Yeah. Yeah, well, if it's $100, I'll get this. Yeah, I'll get both of these, really, if I can. They didn't say when these will be on order. These are just pipeline, like
these just kind of came out right now.
Yeah, early images.
Yeah, this is what I was kind of like in my mind thinking.
Oh, Deep Six. Yeah,
something like what they did with this guy. Right?
Yeah, Deep Six. Yeah.
Where it's like that big armor piece, but you have like the head underneath. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I think both of these look really cool. I'm just imagining what the price point. The Outstriker is probably going to be upwards of 120, 125, probably with inflation and tariffs. Inflation and tariffs. This
you know, when I was a kid, I had the original blue Snake armor, and I like in my, I don't know, somewhere in my late 20s, I traded it for a bunch of Kenner Star Wars vehicles.
Yeah.
Because it was worth so much money, but now I wish I'd rather have the blue one back.
Yeah.
You can't get it now. There's no touching it.
I mean, we live and learn. This is how we
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, then you have these sets coming out. What do you think?
Nope. Don't need them.
Tell me why.
Because they're not characters I collected as a kid.
But
far beyond what I got.
Look at the hat. Look at that little rain hat.
I do like it. It's kind of cool, but no, I just don't need them. I have to be very, very selective these days.
Yeah. I'd get the red one, but I think that's a 2-pack, right?
Yeah.
So
that looks like a 2-pack.
I think there was another one. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to show a picture in a minute. Yeah.
All right. This one?
Yeah. I'd get the red one, but I'm not buying two just to get the red one.
What's obvious?
This is 1 pack for all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. It's obvious that the Joe guy does not want to be stealthy when he's underwater.
In bright yellow, yeah.
Yeah, I want to be an easy target. I want them to see me coming.
You know what would have been really cool is if this pack came with one of the tentacle monsters, the tube worms from this scene.
All right.
This is when they were stealing the heavy water, and
probably.
all those tentacle monsters came out of the tube worms, came out of the tubes, and they were like,
John, who's this guy with the sword?
Darkon.
Okay, Darkon.
Yeah.
Still, it's kind of cool, like to get a couple more divers, but the problem is like it's hard to do photos with them because
the flippers.
Because you got to suspend them somewhere, and then you got to like make it look like they're underwater.
Well, we have a pond out back. I would just put them in the pond and then put an underwater camera.
So when this little bio basin thing filled up with the heavy rains a couple years ago, I put my the recon diver underwater, and then I put my phone in a Ziploc bag, and I tried taking a bunch of pictures, and some of them turned out, but They didn't go.
A Ziploc bag. No.
Yeah. So now I think what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to go buy one of those like aquarium things and then set it up and
oh,
just,
there you go.
Yeah, there. Drop your figures.
Plus, I wouldn't want to put them in murky pond water. They'd probably get stuff gross in the joints and it would just ruin the figures.
Yeah.
I'd have to call them custom after that.
Yeah. No. I do like the face mask though here, with the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you get different heads and different options. This is a lot of really cool stuff in it, you know.
Yeah.
And that you get the heavy water from the mass device, you know.
Yep. Yep. Well, all of them have like a mass device, right? Like if you look at, I saw it in another picture.
There was a Snake Eyes that had his mass device part. I know.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember that somewhere.
I thought these were pretty cool too.
So the cover girl is coming with
yes.
the mini series version. Yeah. So I'll definitely get one of those just to have it. Yeah. But I don't need another Flint, and I don't need. Well, I might get a few more Televipers because those are. I only have the one that came with the Trouble Bubble, and I'd like to have 3 of those guys. So probably buy 2 more and open them up.
I feel like they need to take that cover girl and do like some different colored outfits as well, some different paint jobs.
Her first appearance had a brown outfit, and then it quickly changed to green for the rest of the miniseries.
Yeah.
No, I mean like something like more outlandish than that. I
like the cap look, the one with the cap, right? That's why I highlighted the head in there. And then
I don't know where that's from though. Was that in Resolute? Because I know they used the blonde girl in Resolute. So did she have a hat on in Resolute?
I don't know, but I just think it's kind of cool the way that they're kind of. Here's the Mass Effect thing.
Breaker, Breaker's got the. That's Breaker. He's got the.
So this is what I think is cool there, that he's going to be blowing a bubble, right?
Because he did that in the cartoons.
Yeah,
Breaker was always chewing bubblegum in the cartoons. Yeah.
So I like that fact that they did that, and it's just a little bit different.
What's this accessory on the right though?
That's that tube. That's the mass device.
The mass device.
The Earth part of it, or whatever they called it.
Okay.
They had to get the red crystals, the heavy water, and there was something. The third part was gold. Something that, yeah.
All right.
So are they going to come out with an actual like 6-inch version of the mass device that we can plug those little things into? That would be really cool.
Wouldn't that be something, right? So Prophet's saying that the mass figures are supposed to be Target exclusives.
Oh, give me a break.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
I want Breaker. He's the only one I want.
Imagine the tiger and leopard. Yeah.
Why make him so hard to get?
Because
I thought it was her spine. JT. It's like the Predator. This is the Predator version after they ripped the spine out of her.
Right, the tail, the ponytail. So there are a couple here that I'm looking forward to. Anyways,
I mean, there's a couple I'll get.
Yeah. And then I just did not put Breaker's picture in the thing. That's why I brought up the picture separately. But I think they're pretty cool. All right, I think that's the end.
I hope Breaker's not too hard to get because I'm actually very upset that I can't get those. Speaking of these O-ring Joes, like I'm actually very upset that I can't get the fatal fluffies and the Kazim or Azim or Razim or whatever the heck his name was from those larger ones that were from the cartoons. Like they are not I went to all the Targets in my area. None of them got them in. I showed the employees. They were looking them up. They can't find them. They're not on the websites. They're not on the apps. But yet everybody has them on eBay and Mercari. But on eBay and Mercari, they're selling them for like $70 each. You know what I mean? It's like they were $24 figures that if you got them at Target. So I'm not going to spend $70 for a $20 figure. You know what I mean?
They're O-ring G.I. Joes, though, right?
Yeah, they're just O-ring G.I. Joes.
They're not on Super 7's site?
No, they're not on Target. They're not on anything. You can't get them anywhere online. Not on Big Bad, Entertainment Earth. They're not on Amazon. They're just because they're Target exclusive.
What? That does not make any sense.
Yeah. Prophet says they're going to be on Super 7 later. All right, I'll just keep watching. Yeah. But so I hope that breaker isn't the same way. I want that breaker, and I hope I don't have to go through. Because if I miss too many, that'll just make me stop collecting the line. I'll just go, okay, I didn't get enough of that. I didn't get the figures I wanted. I'm done with the line.
Yeah, that's the
collecting. That's what happens. That's why I stopped Motu Origins, was because there was a few I missed, and I went, well, I guess I'm just going to have what I have, and I'm stopping collecting them. Because it just frustrates you so much that you just don't want to collect anymore.
Right. All right. Let's see. Before we move on, I want to do this. Hey, if you're watching the stream and you like it, we'd appreciate it if you go over there and hit the thumbs up button, just to help out the show. Also, make sure that you post your Star Wars related action figure photos with no artificial intelligence allowed to Instagram or Twitter, which is now called something else, and hashtag the Toy Duo, and then tune in to episode 100. And there's probably going to be a little bit of a contest going on.
In a week?
Yes, that's episode 100.
Yep.
The next episode.
Next week. Yep.
Unless all of our computer systems crash, because it'll be Y2K.
Yep.
If you're keeping track. Let's see. Does GameStop Canada get Target exclusives?
Oh,
that's Rick a good question.
Yeah, they do go to fan channels in other countries, don't they?
Yeah.
They also have Toys R Us in Canada.
The thing is, asking this question, and I'm not even sure Rick would know. I know he will say what he believes, and it will be a fact. But I feel like what they said was, with the one exclusive here, they said it was going to be on in Canada, on Amazon in Canada. Because I think almost everything goes to Amazon in Canada. All right. Anyways, what do you guys got going on? Eric, you're going to do your first YouTube video?
Probably not.
Setting something else up?
Yeah, I'll be working on something in the next week.
All right. For YouTube, for like a video?
Maybe. Probably just the picture challenge. And it won't even be that good.
All right, John, what do you got going on?
Tuesday, we're going to do another talk on our Super Awesome Science channel. This time it's going to be 100% totally the whole time on UFO and UAP. We're going to talk a little bit of Roswell.
I'm an expert on all of that.
Do you want to come on and talk with us?
I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Let me watch your last episode and see how accurate you guys were.
Not at all.
I didn't know if you actually had any information.
No, we make stuff up. Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe. What day is that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday? What time?
4 Eastern.
Oh, I'll still be at work.
Yeah, I know. You can't do it. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, those were the reveals this week. And I think that's all we got for you. Don't forget, there is a photo challenge out there. So go ahead and get your pictures on Instagram or Twitter. You have till Friday to put them up for Saturday's 100th episode. And then make sure you do the right hashtag. And then we're going to have our team of judges go through and rip everybody's photos apart.
Who's our team of judges?
We'll have to figure. I'll have to figure that.
It'll be us. It'll be us.
I'll just have to figure that out. Anyways,
it's also the podcast day, the Star Wars podcast.
Oh yeah,
day, right?
So next week is Star Wars podcast day. So the episode will be totally geared around Star Wars. So if you're a Star Wars fan or know of a Star Wars fan, tell them to tune in. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. What should we do? Should we do something different related to Star Wars? Should we say, if we were to make another Star Wars movie, what would it be? Or
let's do that. I like that.
I wouldn't limit it. I'd be more inclusive. If you're going to produce any new Star Wars media, whether like book, TV show, video game, cartoon, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm for that just because Eric used the word
content.
inclusive.
Yeah.
You didn't get it.
I didn't hear you. Broke up.
I said
inclusive.
I'm for that just because you use the word inclusive.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Jonathan says we should do Star Trek on Star Wars Day instead.
Star Trek. How could we improve Section 31?
Yeah.
It would be like you ever seen that clip from Conan back in the day when people are lined up to see, I don't know if it was the Phantom Menace or if it was Attack of the Clones. He had like Courage the Cowardly Dog, and someone dressed up as Spock, like walking down the aisle in New York, or like outside flicking people off, dressed up as like Jedi and stormtroopers and whatnot.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that? Oh, I'll have to
search for
send
the
that to you.
video. All right, so next week we'll do that. We'll come up with what would be our what would our idea be for a Star Wars something
project.
Sure. All right. So that'll be next week at our regularly scheduled time. And thanks everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We hope you actually liked hanging out with us this week, and we'll be back next week on the Toy Duo Team.
Yay!
Action, fear, and toy news. Talking movies and TV. All the planets got represented like Hasbro, McFarlane, and it got to.